Hello, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all from wherever you're joining us. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. My name is Dr. Naomi, and I'll be handling the presentation for Australia this morning. It promises to be an exciting time, and I have lots of things to tell you this morning. So get settled where you are and get your questions ready because we'll be having one of our partner representative with us today. She's going to join very soon. And if you have any questions to ask, then she'll be able to assist in answering some of these questions about the new destination. But I'm going to kick it off by sharing some vital information that you need to have. So you're welcome from wherever you're joining us. Keep connecting, tell your friends, let everyone know that we are ready. So I'm just seeing some person's name here. Can you also confirm that you can hear me? That it's loud, it's clear. Just confirm back to me that you can hear me. If you can do that, that'll be great. Just type in the chat comment section that you can hear me. Can you hear me? Is it clear? Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Is it clear? Can someone just type back just so that I know that you can hear me? Hello, hello. Can you confirm? Yes? Okay, loud and clear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. Great. So I have a bit of a slide to put up now. Let me just make sure that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be talking about Australia. Just get settled where you are, and we'll talk about briefly about this destination, and then we have about in 15 minutes we have one of the managers for this new destination come to join to answer some of the questions. But I hope everyone's been doing great. I know there's been a lot of concerns around the exchange rate fluctuations, and it's been affecting a lot of people, affecting their travel plans. They're not able to move forward their travel plans. And, students want cheaper destinations where they can go and study. And that is why we're working so hard to bring to you options that will be affordable. And on Wednesday we'll be having another webinar to talk about France, a new destination that we just signed on, and we're working on partnering to get more destinations like Germany and Spain and Switzerland. So please stay connected to us so that you can be in the loop on all of this progress that we are making. So, with the exchange rate we have, like for dollar as at today, it might be different where you are or where you're buying from is about 1,610. For pounds, it's like 2,050. For euros, is about 1,750. For Canadian dollars, around 1,180. We also did a webinar on South Africa where we mentioned that it's a bit stable and affordable. So if you want to go to South Africa, that's completely fine. You can do so. And for Australia, take a guess. It's less than that. It's less than the UK, less than the US. It's much, much cheaper. For Australia, the exchange rate as at today is 860 compared to the naira. Now we know that we have a mixed audience. Not every country is experiencing what Nigerians are experiencing, but however, the majority of our clientele come from Nigeria, so that's why we kind of like tackle issues to suit that destination. However, we are expanding, and If you are from a different country, you're very much welcome to contact us and we'll be able to attend to your inquiry. Okay, so to start off, like I mentioned, Australia is very, very, very cheap. Now I'm going to go over some reasons why you should choose Australia. Now, the first reason is, let's go on. If you can see my slide. The first reason why you should choose Australia. Why should I? Why should I just go to Australia? I personally used to think that, Australia was not a place that I would want to go because for some weird reasons I heard stories about white animals, but it's not like that. So it's just something I heard and I just felt scared. Like, why would I go to Australia and see white animals? No, definitely not everywhere. Yeah. So Australia is one of the top destinations for international students. So people always like Australia, but they feel like Australia is difficult. Not necessarily, no. The universities in Australia are one among the best in the world, because some of the best academics institutions around the country offer competitive programs and stunning campuses, really stunning campuses. We promote all destinations and we have to tell you the perks, of each destination that we promote. So it's not left for you to decide if that particular destination is where you would like to go. Now, it's a place that is known for diversity. What that means is that it welcomes a lot of international students. So, as a result, lots of people want to come to Australia to study. And a place where you have loads of international students. There are more opportunities there. You can tell that it's vibrant. You can tell that it's welcoming because it do make certain adjustments to accommodate people who are coming from other countries. So it's a place where it's multicultural society. You won't feel like alone. You're not going to feel homesick. That, oh God, I don't have my nationality. I cannot see maybe Nigerians, so I cannot see Indians here. I feel alone and all. No, you're not going to feel that way because a multicultural society and they have loads of international students there. In Australia, you get to learn about new cultures of not just people who are from Australia or Australian citizens or the lifestyle, but you also learn about other people as well. Yeah. So Australia, the lifestyle is easy because it's English speaking a nation, with a population of around 24.6 million. People from over 190 countries reside in Australia. If you look at that number, it's considerably a little bit, it's just like a fraction of the whole of Nigeria. But quality of life is good. It's English speaking, which means that there is no language barrier. So that tells you that it's a place that you can actually go, you can communicate, and most people who are from Nigeria do speak very, very well, do communicate very well. International students who can speak English, it's very easy to integrate with the society, just straight up, So it's a good place, it's a good destination to actually make up your mind to go to. Now, another reason why you should choose Australia is because of scholarships. A lot of international students want scholarship. They're like, oh, please, what scholarship can I get? Can I get discount? So they offer tuition fees discounts, which are tender scholarship that are automatically awarded. Just like in the UK, you have scholarships that are awarded because you're an international student, because you're going for certain programs, you get a higher, amount of scholarships. So scholarships are available because the government awarded over 200 million Australian dollars, worth of scholarship to international students. So the scholarship is designed to support international students to reduce the tuition fee. Maybe not so significant, up to about 50%, but at least it brings the money down. And if you're looking at the tuition fee between Australia and the UK, you will find that Australia is considerably cheaper than the UK as a destination. So a course where you'll be doing like £20,000 in UK, you may likely get that way, way, way cheaper in Australia for around maybe 14,000 or £15,000. So the difference is clear, and it's a really, really good destination. So before I continue, I just want you to confirm to me that you can still hear me by typing back on the comment section, I am with you. Can you type back to me and say, I am with you? So that I am sure that I'm not just talking to myself. Yes, yes, I am waiting for you to tell me that you are with me so that I can continue. I'm waiting for you. Confirm to me that you're with me. Yeah. Yes, thank you so much for responding, Tara. Thank you for responding. We have 11 persons connected at the moment. Thank you for responding, Tara. So let me continue with what I am saying. Let me continue. All right. So back to the presentation on Australia. We just stopped at scholarships, isn't it? We stopped at scholarship. So now, number 5, why should you study in Australia? Incredible work opportunities. There are massive work opportunities in Australia. Unlike other countries, Australia offers a temporary graduate visa to international students, which is post-study. So when you're studying in Australia with a visa, you can continue to work after you have graduated. And of course, the reason why Australia is so great as a destination is because many of the courses are designed in such a way that it allows the students to do internship, and the internship is not something you go and look for by yourself. It is already a part of the course. So the school takes the responsibility of ensuring that you have an internship for majority of your courses, even for business courses, there are internships available. And internship is a very, very good way to start off with acquiring work experience. And if you do an internship, it gives you a step, gives you an opportunity to be a step ahead of those who did not do any internship at all. Do you understand? So it's a very, very good opportunity for you to go to study in Australia. Because imagine you're doing a bachelor's and BSc in nursing, you have internship already. That really sets you a pace ahead, and you can actually just apply. You already have the experience, so to get a job becomes much, much, much easier. So there are incredible, massive opportunities for students who go to study in Australia. So that post-study option is available. We'll come to a point where we'll talk about how many years post-study you get and how, and in some few minutes. Okay. Now, another reason why you should study in Australia is the freedom to gain work experience while studying. So, like the UK, Australia allows students to work 20 hours per week. So, it's a great place to stay and obtain higher education and a job. As students, you have the freedom to work simultaneously, side by side, while you are studying, without having to apply for a separate visa to actually study. There are some countries you go to, they say no work at all. You cannot work while you're studying. You face your study. I think like Cyprus, you face your study. You don't work while you're studying. But working while studying is a vital way to gain work experience. So that for students who spend like 4 years, imagine you're spending 4 years in the country and you don't have the opportunity to work at all. It makes it very, very challenging, because by the time you're graduating, you know nothing, you are fresh out of school, you may not get the opportunity, to actually study, because most companies want people who have a bit of work experience, who know what they are doing. So that is why it's so important, because of how the courses are designed. It's designed in a way to support international students getting into employment once they have graduated from their studies. I mean, most people who go there do not tend to return back to their home country because of the opportunity, the massive opportunities are available in Australia. So that's one of the key reasons why you should study in Australia. Now, the next thing is in easy internship opportunities. I mentioned this in a couple of slides down. I mentioned this, another significant advantage of studying in Australia is the ease of securing university-led internships that suits your interest. So it is led by the university, so there is more quality. You're not the one looking for it by yourself. The internship is already part of your course. The school knows where exactly the internship should be, and to ensure that you get a quality experience and money value, value for your money that you are investing into your education. So you will not really need to stress yourself so much about looking for, where am I going to do internship? Because some schools in the UK, for example, will tell you, oh, your course is part of you need to have an internship is an option, and then when you pay for the internship, you are left with the responsibility to go and look for your internship. In Australia, it is not so. The the university takes that burden off you to look for the internship for yourself, and it's really, really good. Imagine you study a course of maybe biomedical science, and that requires a lab experience, and having an internship, it makes you gain that knowledge, practical knowledge. So it matches up with the industry. At the end of the day, you're having industry experience during your internship. When you're applying for a job, you say, yes, I did an internship, this is experience, this is what I know. You get familiar, it doesn't leave you stranded at all. Many degrees also and VET courses comprise of work experience programs. So it's already part of it, and training that helps you to gain hands-on industry experience and expand your professional network while you are studying. So you are doing the internship, and this internship you're doing with outside the university, but it's university led. So they're partnered with this organization to ensure that our students get quality work experience while they're studying. You understand? So that brings you to the same level as those working in the industry. Say, for example, you're working you're studying something that has to do with being a credit analyst or a banking. Imagine how incredibly important or how amazing that would be to see that you have that internship backing up your programs. It is not a waste of money at all, right? So that is one key reason why you should choose Australia. The next reason why you should choose Australia is because of health insurance. Just like the UK has IHS, the Australia has their medical insurance for overseas students, which is the overseas students health cover. And what this ensures is that if you fall sick, you need to go to the hospital then or get emergency care. That will be taken care of by your health insurance that you've already paid for. Just like in the UK, so you can access the doctor, you can get prescription, and also it's the same thing. So there's health insurance available for international students, so you are not stranded. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning, because I have put down some FAQs to guide the conversation, just so that we know what we are talking about and we don't spill time. All right. So before I continue, I want you to type I with you, so that I know that I'm not speaking to myself. I see 15 persons have joined in. That is very, very good. And I'm seeing a question in the comment section asking about the requirement. Do not worry, I will come to that in a bit. Just flow with me as I get on, so that you very, very much understand what we're talking about, and you can grasp all the information that I need to pass across to yourself today. So can you type in the comment section that I am with you, so that I can be sure that you're still following. You've not slept off and left me or muted your phone and doing something else. So can you type on the chat? Type. Let me hear you say, I am with you. I'm waiting for your response. Thank you, Tara. Again, it seems it's only Tara. All right. Bodin K, thank you for confirming that you are with me. That is absolutely lovely. Yes. Kemzi, thank you for confirming that you are with me. It feels good not to be alone. All right, now I can continue for a bit. So I've tackled why Australia, and then I'm sure you understand why you should go to Australia. So yes, thank you, Dynamic Photography, for confirming that you with me. So once again, I'll just do a brief recap on why Australia, because that's the first thing on the content, because you need to know. When you do your interviews, most times, or you write your SOPs, you always ask you, why did you choose this country? You need to have answers. It's important to do research, because if you're going to spend 10 million or 60 million, however much the amount is, it's good to know where you're going. It's just like saying, their BRT buses or their new transportation system, and you just say, let me just drop in. I have no plan, I have no destination. No, you don't travel like that. For you to relocate, you need to know, where am I going? I'm going to this country. This is the reason why I'm going there. So apart from what we tell you as agents, you need to also do your research. Okay, is this thing true about this country? Watch videos to see, okay, this is a place I would like. Some of the questions that you would want to ask before you go, especially those who are relocating with family. You want to know, is it a good environment for my children? What are the issues that I'm most scared about? Because everyone has their own level of fear. I remember one time talking to a client who said, oh no, there's racism in UK, there is this. I told her there's nowhere that there's no racism, even in your country, Nigeria. Our racism is tribalism, isn't it? So you go to some places and they're like, oh, because you're not Igbo, you are not Yoruba, you can't get this benefit, you can't get that, and and that. So there is no place where humans are not selfish. It depends on how you live. And some people will say, okay, I'm scared about being attacked. I heard about gun violence, knife crime, and all of these things. But at the end of the day, where do you go? Do you stay out late at night? Are you staying in a safe environment? For most destinations abroad, for most, not all, for most destinations abroad, they are safe. And Australia is a safe place to actually go to study. Okay, so very quick recap because I know some people just jumped in. Let me just quickly permit me. Number one reason, so when they ask you on your SOP, you know what to write. They have among the best universities in the world. That's number one. Number two, multicultural environment. So mix of Indians, Nigerians, Pakistanis, British, Canadians, everybody from this world you can think in Australia. The lifestyle is easy to integrate because why they speak English so that you remember everything I've said. You don't forget and just say, Dr. Nami, get to the money part so that my brain will just fix on the money. No, don't only be fixated on the money, but think about the value that you're going to get back when you invest your money. So lifestyle is very important. It's easy to integrate because, wow, they speak English. Good for you. Number four, because of scholarships, they give scholarships in tuition discounts. If your tuition is like maybe 15,000, they give you a scholarship that will knock that down to about 13, which is not bad. It's still good. Then number five. So we have a number five at. Let's see. So we have number five at incredible work opportunities, right? We have incredible work opportunities in Australia for students. So, based on the post-study, there are post-study options for you. They're like, oh, can I stay back when I study? Yes, absolutely. We'll come to that in a bit. I have my guests waiting in the waiting room. I'm going to add that so that we'll go through the FAQ together. And then number six, I said to gain work experience while studying. This is the part that triggers me the most. I'm so happy about because nothing beats getting internship. I tell you, nothing beats. We hear stories of international students all the time. You study and then you don't have any work experience and you're struggling to get a job. Australia is not like that. The courses are designed to give that maximum support to international students to ensure that they're industry ready. Yeah? So at least you remember. I will ask you all of these things. If you can name five, don't screenshot. Just if you can name five at the end of the webinar, somebody will get a prize. You get a prize, you get a free airtime today. If you can remember everything I said, and at least name five reasons why you should study in Australia. Don't pick the easy one. So, five reasons. So, take it down. Five reasons why you should study in Australia. I've mentioned a lot of things. So, if anyone can name five, straight on without interruption in the comment section at the end of the webinar, I'll ask you. If you can remember five, then you get a prize from me today, and that's going to be a free airtime if you are watching from Nigeria. Yes. And I said health insurance is there, and that is the end of that part. Sovereign why Australia. So I think my guest is here now. I'm going to add her up and we're going to get started. So let me just confirm. Yes, so I have my guest here. Hello. Okay, you need to unmute your.
Hello.
Okay. Hi,
Hi.
Emily.
Hi,
It's so nice
Yunai.
to have you here. It's so nice. So if everyone can see Emily, can you just type in the comments, say hi, Emily, so that we can confirm that you can see her and you can hear Emily today. She's with me. Let me just wait for to comment. It's so nice to have you join me today. Yes. So Emily, can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Someone has replied. Hi, Emily. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see
Yeah.
you all.
Yes. Thank you for confirming. Yes, it's so beautiful. Okay, now we can continue. So, Emily, I've just told them about why they should come to Australia. And, I listed out so many amazing reasons, which I believe that you will agree with me about why Australia is such a good destination. And one of the things I told them was, Australia has one of the best universities in the world. They have universities that are among the top best in the world. I mentioned that it's a multicultural society, so students from all over the world go to Australia to study. That makes it easy to actually settle and not have culture shock. I also mentioned that the lifestyle is easy to integrate because it's an English-speaking country, so it makes it easy for international students to kind of like settle down and make friends and not feel alone. I also mentioned that Australian government, award scholarship to the university, so it's easy to get tuition fee discount as a form of a scholarship. And also mentioned to them, Emily, that they have incredible work opportunities because of the kind of programs that they offer, which is integrated with internships as well, ensuring that the students are industry ready. And I
Yes.
mentioned that they have post-study opportunities for them to, look for work and settle back in Australia if they want to. And, I mentioned about the health insurance and, basically that's what. So I want us to tackle the FAQ together. And
Yep.
this question there on the FAQ is it affordable? So Emily, can you answer that question? Is Australia an affordable destination for international students?
I would say yes. Well, first of all, especially if you come to study in University of Notre Dame, Australia,
Yeah.
I believe, you and I just mentioned, the university offer a generous scholarship to the international student.
Yeah.
Basically, it will from 20% to 25% of the tuition fee off. And for some program, even like business program, even offer 10,000 Australian dollars per year,
Wow.
and which is really affordable. In that case, if we compare to UK, I would say roughly will be just 10,000 pounds per year, which
Yeah.
is really affordable. And
Yes.
in addition, in terms of the living cost, of course, we all know that Sydney is a really expensive city.
Yeah.
It really depends on which campus you study in. If you study
Yeah.
in the Perth campus, I would say the living cost will be at least 1/3 cheaper than Sydney. And not including the discount transportation, etc. So I would say if really depends on which location. If the student choose to study in Perth, we will bring the total living cost and the tuition fee will be the whole package. It will looks very, very good, affordable. But if you study in Sydney, well, of course, the Sydney benefit is there will be more opportunities, and of course, it's a international city. It will be the biggest city in Australia, and in terms, the living cost will be slightly higher. It really depends on which state or which city the student are studying. In addition, of course, the Australian government also give the student would study the working allowance as well. So there
Yeah.
will be 48 hours per 2 weeks for the part-time jobs. So it will also help the students in if they want to just increase their experience, the working experience in Australia, how integrate into the Australian company culture, working culture. That will be a very good opportunity. And at the
Yeah.
same time, it will also help students to provide some financial support as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, Emily, I wanted because obviously people are like, okay, I want to study in Australia and all. So we're not today. We're talking about just one university, and we have so many offers, brilliant courses and opportunities to actually study. So, can you just very briefly just talk a little bit about this university that we are promoting and why our students should actually take this as the first option?
Mm-hmm. Okay. First of all, I think you just now already mentioned the job environment or job opportunity and
Yeah.
job ready. And for University of Notre Dame, it's really a university preparing the student to be ready for their job. And most of the programs the university provides, firstly, will be just under the professional accreditation. A lot of programs, for example, like the nursing program, teaching program, physiotherapy program, engineering, IT program, it's all under the professional body guideline. So after students complete the program, they will be fully ready to be registered with the professional body, and will help them to be very confident to be ready for the job. And second thing is, within the program itself, the university is really focused on work integrate learning, which means that a lot of program will provide a lot of placement in opportunity. So this is separate from the part-time job that we just mentioned. It's mainly just preparing students to be ready to just place then theory into practical environment during their study. Even like the business program, that will be 150 hours of the placement included in the program, which is very unusual, because usually the university, especially business program, will be more theory teaching, but not the practical teaching. But in this university, they really focus on the practical environment for the students. So I would say this university is really a practical university. And also in terms of the job prospects, the career outcome, the university has achieved a very good outcome on the student employment rate after the graduation.
That's brilliant, because I mean, that practical experience is so vital, because most students don't want to just go abroad, pay tuition, study, and then they're left stranded, like, oh, what should I do next? So having that opportunity to have the internship and also the work hours, which you said is 48 hours per 2 weeks, which brings that down to 22 hours per week, just 2 hours slightly higher than the UK. It makes it very, very important for the international student to pick a university like this, because of that practical, that drive for them to practice what they've learned. And then that alone helps to bridge the knowledge gap and experience gap, because most people coming to study, some of them may not never have worked in their lives, some of them may just be fresh graduates out of school, and then trying to integrate and marry these two cultures together, where you're like, okay, I'm balanced to actually work, because some employers will not give you a job if they feel like you do not know what you're doing, because most companies who are established or just growing want someone who knows what they're doing. So having that practical aspect, that drive, as a key factor in how the university chooses to put the modules together, is very, very good for our international students. So thank you so much for answering that question so brilliantly.
Yeah.
You wanted to add something?
Yeah, well, actually, I just want to add a second point, is the location. The university had two main campuses, one in Sydney and one in Perth, and both cities are the very most important economic cities in Australia. Well, we know that especially Sydney. Sydney is the biggest city, is the most Fortune 500 company located in Sydney, and of course is the financial economic center of Australia. And Perth is the capital city of Western Australia state. However, Western Australia state is one of the richest states in Australia, and it has a lot of also a lot of Fortune 500 company based in Perth as well. So the environment also provides a very good location or foundation for the student to just combine the theoretical and the practical experience together, because the environment will help the student to be just easily to apply the knowledge into the real environment. Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
this will be also a very good benefit for the student to study in either Perth or either Sydney campus.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. So the next question I want to tackle is, can I take dependents? This is one major thing because we know that the postgraduate market is higher than the undergraduate market at this point because of the availability of funds and all. So people want to know, can they travel with dependents to Australia to study? Are they allowed, considering the new rule with the UK, the new rule with Canada? What is Australia saying regarding this issue?
Okay. Well, the first thing is the dependent is a really immigration questions. I may
Yeah,
not in the best position to answer a lot of dependent visa
yes,
questions. However, I would say based on the current policy, it is a yes. But of course, the dependent visa will be separate from the main student visa, and
yes,
it
certainly.
really depends on the visa approval. So,
Yes,
if the student want to bring their dependents, I would suggest the student to look at the Australian government website, just a homeaffairs.au, and then you will see the dependent visa. What's the requirement? Usually, the student will need to provide like more financial support
yeah,
for the dependents.
yeah,
While in terms of the savings that will require higher, and the
yeah.
financial support as well. And but in general, it is possible. Yes.
Yes, good. So the next question now is the post-study options. And the one we're discussing, we had to look at Sydney, and we talked about how many years people are going to get. So for the bachelor's and the master's, could you touch very briefly on that? Like, what are the post-study options available for international students?
Okay, currently there is a visa, post-study work visa available for the international student as long as they study a degree program with 2 years or above duration. So, for example, if the student come to study a bachelor of art or bachelor business, that will be 3 year degree, and bachelor engineering, bachelor education, that will be 4 year degree. So that will under this guideline. And if the students study a master degree, for example, like master teaching, master business, then they would need to choose, if they would choose the course duration, which is 2 year duration, which is available, and the student could apply for the post-study work visa. The visa category is for it's called 485, 485 visa. Then student can apply for the 485 visa after they graduate. And of
Mm.
course, the student will also need to look at the Home Affairs. .au again to
Mhm.
look at what's the detailed requirement, and but currently, in general speaking, if the students study in an undergraduate degree program, it will be a normal length of the post-study visa is 2 years, and a
Mm.
master program will be 3 years.
Mm.
But in just depends on which city students are studying, because there are three types of the cities, like the main major metropolitan city, which is Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, that will be under the normal guideline. And if the students are studying in the non-metropolitan city, for example, like Perth, the
Mhm.
student can get a post-study work visa, like the extra 1 year. So that will
Mm.
be 2+1 or 3+1
Mm.
post-study
That's
work
awesome.
visa.
That's awesome. It's just like saying inner London and outer London. So it's like studying in inner
Yes,
London, you're getting this
yeah,
kind, but studying outside London, you're getting an extra 1 year. So it depends on where the student is studying. If you're studying like the capital city like Sydney, then you can get 2 years for bachelor's and 3 years for masters, and then for the outside Sydney, you can study. You get 2 years plus one and 3 plus 1. That's really brilliant. That's really brilliant. So you also mentioned that it has to be 2 years. So it means that the masters they choose has to be 2 years masters in order for them to get the post study. Is that correct?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a basic requirement of the post-study work visa.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant. So let's talk briefly about the teacher training because it was quite interesting when you mentioned. So can you touch a bit about the teacher training programs?
Okay, so the teacher program in Australia in the undergraduate. It can be either in undergraduate level or postgraduate level. So undergraduate level is called bachelor education, and the master level is master teaching. So both programs are preparing the students to become a registered or qualified teacher in Australia in either early childhood or primary school or secondary school. So there will be three mainstream for the student to choose. So the student, after they enroll in the Bachelor of Education, or when they apply, they already need to decide they are choosing early childhood or primary or secondary. And the difference is just because of the students they are going to teach in the future, that will be different level. So what they are studying, especially their placement, will be different. If the student are studying in the early childhood, the student will go to do 80 days of the placement in the childcare environment. But if the student choose a primary, and that will be childcare and primary, and the secondary, that will be secondary school. And in addition, that if the student are studying master, that will be slightly different. So when students study in the master, same three streams that students are going to choose. However, when the students apply for the master teaching, and the background, the previous education background, firstly, we don't require students to be a education background. So the student can be from any of the recognized subjects that the subject can match the Australian education curriculum. And well, just put it in sample, like in example, if the student are studying in a master teaching early childhood, it can be either background from your bachelor degree. It doesn't have to be a education background. And but if the student wants to study in a secondary teaching, the student will need to meet one major and one minor of the Australian school curriculum. So it will be great that the student from like if they're from arts or science can either choose one as major and one as minor. And so the student will be in short, the student will be better to be from like the double degree or two major. It will be great.
Awesome. And you also mentioned that for those who are interested in this pathway to become teachers in Australia, they can, it's easy for them to just register once they are done with the
Yes.
course. Yeah. So they just register
Yeah.
with the body.
Yeah, one thing of the Australian education system different from the UK education system, it is the program itself. It will be more under the monitoring just out of the professional body. So if, for example, like the education program, the program itself is pre-assessed by the AITSL, which is the Australian teacher registration body. And the student will have to go through the placement based on the AITSL requirement. So after the student complete the program, they already meet the requirement, so they don't have to go through another assessment. So they can just go to register. Well, for example, if the student study in Perth, the student can register with Western Australia states. And if the student study in Sydney, they can just register with the AITSL in New South Wales states.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's really awesome. And you also mentioned that was it the primary, the early years and was it early years and primary? The one you mentioned was on the shortage list of occupations in Australia.
Yeah. So the shortlist occupation list is showed on the government website as well, and you can see actually early childhood secondary teachers currently are on the list, the
Shortage list.
skills, shortage list.
Yeah, so that makes it easy for one to actually settle back in Australia. If you actually, for those who are interested to go into teaching, they're already in need of teachers in early childhood and secondary school. So you just need to go through the course, meeting the requirements, and then that makes it easy for register and to get a job to settle back in Australia. Okay, so let's carry on for those who may not be interested in doing teacher training. There are massive course options for courses, over 20 options, I believe, for bachelors, and just under maybe 10 or so for the master. So, but we will be publishing the courses that we have available, so that for those who are interested can actually reach out to us if they do want to study and this course. All right. So, in terms of like the proof of fund, let's talk about the proof of fund now. How much do they actually need to study in Australia? If you can just touch on that very briefly.
Okay, so the proof of funds, firstly, the student will need to prepare a saving to prove that they have enough saving. And this is to cover usually when a student, before they apply for the student visa, they will need to pay the one semester tuition fee, and plus sorry, give me 1 second. Plus the insurance as well, the OSSC, and while the rest of the year of the tuition fee, which is another semester tuition fee, and 24,000 Australian dollars will be covering the full year, which is an indicated living cost per year by Australian government. So this are the basic amount that student will need to cover in their saving. In addition, while the student will also need to prove their sponsor will have continued stable income to support their studies and living. So which means that for example, like their parents or their sponsor will provide this employment letter to prove that they have enough money to support the student to study in Australia.
Yeah, so that's if they are using a sponsor. But if they're not using a sponsor, then they need to have that money in their own account. And so the duration of the proof of fund, guys, is 6 months, minimum of 6 months. But we're not saying you need to have 24,000 Australian dollars consistently for the 6 months, but at least it can be 25 this month, 27 next month, but just showing that there's that consistent amount and doesn't really go down is very, very important for the government to actually see. And you can also use savings as well to show that this money is available to you. And okay, the next question we want to tackle because of time is, we already mentioned the visa time is a max of between 3 weeks to 2 months. You get your visa approved. Now, we also mentioned the deposit. Emily already mentioned about the deposit required is 1 semester plus the health insurance. And then there is SOP plus interview. So, Emily, can you touch a little bit on the interview aspect of things?
Okay, so SOP basically is a statement of purpose. So it will just state why students want to study this program in Australia and why they want to study in Notre Dame UNDA. So basically, the student will just need to give a brief introduction of themselves, what's their previous background, and what this background is related to the program they select, and why they choose Australia, and why, well, especially it would be great the student can give an example to compare why they choose to study in Australia instead of their home country. So they will need to explain this reason, and then the next one will just to explain why they choose UNDA rather than the other Australian university. And of course, the program itself, they will also need to give an example why they want to study this program, what's related to the previous education background or the previous employment background. And the last thing is very important, is to explain what's their future plan. So what's their future plan after they complete this program and return to their home country, and what type of job they can get in their home country, and what's their expected salary after they work in this company. So this basically is like a proof to prove that the student is a genuine student studying in Australia. And the interview itself will be also related to these questions, to these few parts. So we will also usually the student will need to submit the SOP when they submit the application, and after they submit the application, receive a conditional offer, and the university will arrange an interview to the students.
Okay, beautiful. So about the IELTS requirement, I think that should be the last thing we'll tackle on this presentation, except anyone has any question that we have not answered already. So can we talk about the IELTS requirement? So is there any way that can be avoided, or is it compulsory that the student must write the IELTS?
Well, I would say yes or no. Okay, first of all, the language requirement is a compulsory. So when we receive the application from an international student, as long as the student is not from a approved native English speaking country, which is unfortunately Nigeria is not on the list. So in this case, the student will have to prove they have the English sufficiency. So IELTS, PTE, TOEFL can be accepted, or the Cambridge English is also accepted. Well, apart from that, if the student has completed a degree program from a recognized English-speaking country, approved English country list. For example, if the student complete a bachelor degree in the UK or New Zealand or US or Canada, for example, and usually the student will consider to achieve this English proficiency already.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think that is also, guys, if you have any questions, you can ask. Someone just asked, can me and the kids be on dependent on my wife? Is she on study permit? Okay, we already tackled that. Yes, Australia allows dependent, but we're not able to give you any further information regarding that until, when you do become a client, we can take on that and get all of this information ready for you. But as far as we know, according to the rules, yes, you can travel with your dependent, and dependents are classified as spouse and children. So yes to that question that you asked. So we've talked about everything. We've talked about why we should study Australia. We've mentioned the proof of funds. We'll be putting out more information out there regarding this new destination, the cost, how much you need to show in your account. And if you would like to begin this process with us, you can send us a message on our WhatsApp. So you can see on the slide, our WhatsApp number is there. It's +447823620415. So when you send a message through, it comes straight to our team, and one of the counselors will pick it up and attend to you. So I would like to thank you, Emily, for joining us on short notice. And I believe more persons will have questions, but when they do, if it's something that I need your attention, I'll definitely reach out to you. Thank you so much, Emily, for joining me today on this webinar.
You're welcome, Unite. Well, it's my pleasure to join the webinar today and talk to the students. And of course, if there's any future questions, I'm sure that you'll reach out to Unite, and Unite will talk to me. So yeah, looking forward to hear from you again.
All right. Thank you, Emily. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. So that brings us to the end of today's webinar. Remember, Australia is the destination that should not be missed. So if you would like to take on this new destination, you have further questions, please feel free to reach us on our WhatsApp. So when you send a message on WhatsApp, it comes straight to our central WhatsApp system. We have a central CRM system where all our counselors, your message will come through and it will be assigned to someone. So be rest assured that you would get attended to. Our working hours are Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. We do not work on Saturdays and Sundays. So any inquiry you send over the weekend will be attended to on the next working day, which will be a Monday, just like today. So send your inquiries to us. We're waiting for you. And if you need to make inquiries about other destinations not mentioned, such as the UK, Canada, USA, we've just added France, which will be having a webinar on Wednesday. I'll be taking that myself on France. So it's we have an exciting opportunity, mind-blowing opportunity to talk about as regards to studying in France. So do not miss it. Pay attention to your emails, pay attention to your Instagram, and your notifications will send that. So I promise that at the end of today's webinar, I'm going to ask you to list out 5 reasons why you should study in Australia. So if you are ready and you've taken down notes, I want you to type it on the comment section now. Type your answer and you would win. The first person to type all 5 answers would win something. We get a free airtime from me today. So your time starts now. In 2 minutes, I want an answer. Or should I make it less than 2 minutes? So let's give you 2 minutes to type in your answer while I tackle the question. Someone said, is 47 years old possible gain admission? Unfortunately, no. It's that age is not acceptable. Does France accept dependent to? The answer is no. So those are just some of the questions that I've not attended to yet. So please, if you are ready to answer, just answer now. We have just 2 minutes. It's already 12. 1 minute has gone already. So if you have the answer, 5 reasons why you should study in Australia, you don't need to type word for word, but just remember the key reasons that I stated. I'm waiting for you. We have 1 more minute. If I don't get any answer, that means you guys are not listening all along. You're not listening all along. But if you're following from the beginning, then you should have some of the answers for why you should study in Australia. So 5 reasons, guys. 5 reasons. Time is, the countdown has begun. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Who has the answer? So we can't type 5 reasons. Okay, 3 reasons why you should study in Australia. 3 reasons. Who is typing? Where is my friend Tara that was always saying I'm with you? Tara, have you left me now? Yes, where's Tara? Yeah. Nobody got it. Okay. Unfortunately, the time is up. You can go back to watch the video. It will be on our YouTube. It will be on Instagram as well. But if you don't find it on IG, maybe because of the length of the video, it will be on our YouTube. And we have the same what's it called now? We have it on YouTube. Is the same name. So Study Abroad Fevata, you will see it. So the time is up now. Okay. Somebody say easy to integrate. We need 5 reasons. You've typed only 2. Okay, let me give more time. Freedom to work while studying. Okay. Tara, come on. You're going to win this. I'm rooting for Tara. Tara, you've typed 2. Come on. Can you get it to 3, Tara? Yes, post-study opportunities. All right, Tara, keep pushing. You're almost there. You're leading. Try to get it to 5. Let's see. Tara said overseas health insurance. Yes, so she said you have freedom to work while studying. There's post-study opportunities. Yes, Tara, keep going. You can do this. I type 4 reasons. Oh, Gelly, I can't see your answer. I can't see any of the answers. This is what you just said. I type 4 reasons is the only comment I'm seeing from you. I'm not saying, except you typed it on another platform, but I can't see you. Oh, so Tara has won because Tara said, okay, number 4. Tara, one more. Just round it up. 1 more. Take the trophy. There's scholarship for international students. Tara, come on. You're gonna get it. You're almost there. Yes, Tara got it. Yay, Tara is a winner. So Tara, send us a DM with your phone number where you want your airtime to be sent. So Tara is a winner today, winner of the Study in Australia webinar. Congratulations to Tara for paying close attention to everything that we have mentioned. I think Tara will even assist us to tell people and promote Australia and let people know about this amazing destination. So next on Wednesday, I'll be here again to talk about France. Make sure you pay close attention to what I'm talking about, because there will also be a prize to win. I thank you guys so very much for always coming on board with us every time we have a webinar. Thank you for your support for the brand Fevatar. We keep pushing to ensure that we give you the best of all best. Okay, any opportunity that comes, will bring your way. We're working on other destinations like Germany, Switzerland, Spain, and as they come. So stay tuned. And one more thing I'd like to share with you, good news. So we are able now to assist on searching for accommodation. We'll put the details on there with the destinations where we can get accommodation for you. So even if you are not our student and you got a visa to some of these countries like UK, Australia, even I think Netherlands, New Zealand, some of all these countries, we'll post the destinations. We can actually assist you to get accommodation. By assist, I mean we'll search for the accommodation for you. We'll have a team that will support you to get your accommodation so that you get it on time. You don't stress yourself. Okay, so the earlier you book, the better. So we'll put on the details online. Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much from Dr. Naomi. Much love from me to you guys. You are the best clients we can ever have. Thank you for following our page. Have a wonderful day ahead today. Tara, don't forget to send us your details on the DM. Send us your number straight away. Thank you guys. Bye for now.